Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. Welcome to the video of amine. In this video, we're going to discuss the chemical properties of amine. Or specifically, we're going to explain the reaction to distinguish classes of amine by using Hinsberg test. Okay, most of the reaction of amine itself, we're going to distinguish the by chemical test lah. Okay, so first one kita akan tengok the chemical test is Hinsberg test. Okay, so for the Hinsberg test ni, actually it has 3 steps. Dia reaction dengan different reagent. Okay, so first one, amine ni kita akan reaction dengan benzene sulfonic chloride. Okay, once kita reaction ni, kita akan form mixture lah. Okay, then the mixture is reacted with excess base kita, sodium hydroxide or potassium hydroxide. Okay, once we have reacted with our base, okay, and then kita acidified dia pula. The mixture is then acidified by adding HCl. Okay, so amine ni kita tengoklah is either amine, again we have primary, secondary, tertiary amine. Okay, so different classification akan ada different reaction, but then again Hinsberg test ni memang banyak step dia, ada 3 step. Okay, so without further ado, let's look for example for primary amine. Okay, so first we have primary amine. Kita akan reaction dengan benzene sulfonic chloride. What is benzene sulfonic chloride? We have benzene ring. Sulfonyl ni S double bond O. Chloride is Cl. Okay, so what happen? Bila kita reaction primary amine kita ni, dia boleh jadi aromatic ataupun aliphatic. So the amine ni will react the benzene sulfonic chloride. It will undergo condensation reaction. What will happen is that, okay, kita akan remove small molecule. Dalam kes ni, kita akan remove H dengan Cl kita. Okay, so when H and Cl is being removed, yang lain ni kita akan combinekan lah. Okay, so I'm just gonna draw the arrow here. Tapi sebab sini Miss nak tulis, we know that we're gonna remove HCl kan. I'm just gonna write down the arrow ni buat minus HCl. So it means that we're gonna remove HCl. So there's no need for me to write down dalam equation sini. Because if I write down in this part of equation, nanti kita nak react dengan base kita. So here we're gonna remove HCl. Okay, we're gonna combine the rest of our molecule. Okay, so what we have here again, amine ni maksud dia dah remove dia punya hydrogen. So tinggal yang ni, benzene sulfonic chloride dah tinggalkan, we remove the Cl. Okay, next, for this one kita akan react dengan kita punya base. Okay, this one Miss nak react dengan sodium hydroxide pula. So I'm just gonna write down plus NaOH. Okay, so sebab tu lah Miss buat minus dekat sini. Miss tak nak buat dekat sini. Nanti dia reaction pula kan. Okay, so I'm gonna react with my base NaOH. For this case pun sama, condensation reaction kita pun dalam case ni kita nak remove small molecule. Okay, kalau base ni senang nak ingat sebab Na plus dengan OH minus kan. So ni akan remove our OH. So what happen to our mixture ni pula? Mixture ni dia akan remove, kalau OH, saya ni suka gabungan hydrogen kan. But which hydrogen? Hydrogen mana yang kita ada? Tengok sini, hydrogen yang attached to the nitrogen. So kita remove yang ni pula. Okay. So dekat sini kita akan tulis minus H2O. Okay, so dekat sini what will be the product? So since a nitrogen has lost its hydrogen, sebab ni dah gabungan OH kan, so nitrogen ni sekarang ni bonded to our sodium. And then for this one dia ada charge dia, kena tunjuk Na ni plus, N ni minus. Then for this one, okay, tu baru second step kita lah. Mixture is reacted with excess base dalam kes ni. Okay, the last step is then acidified by adding HCl. So this one we're gonna react with HCl. So apa yang jadi dekat sini? Okay, our Cl ni pula. Okay, Cl kita sekarang ni dia nak combine dengan Na. Okay, so kat sini kita akan tulis lah bawah arrow ni minus NaCl. So what will be the product? Again, kita salin balik yang ini. Kali ni kita tak nak ada charge ni, kita ambil yang ini saja, CH3N. Okay, so sebab yang Na ni kita kena tunjuk Na+. Again, for the organic salt ni kita tulis charge dia lah. Kalau ni positif, ini akan jadi negatif kita. Okay, so what happen dia? Sebab Na ni dah gabung dengan Cl, so dekat sini kita akan ambil kita punya hydrogen. Okay, so that is the last step of the Hinsberg test. Dia banyak step dia. We have 1, 2, 3. Okay, so for this reaction ni, senang ingat nak tengok apa yang kita akan remove lah supaya it will be easy for us to see. Tapi itu baru equation. Kalau untuk chemical test, kena ada observation dia juga. Since the Hinsberg test, okay, we have reacted with 3 different reagents kan. So for the observation, we have to mention lah after we react with first one, benzene sulfonyl chloride, what is the observation? After we have reacted with the base, what is the observation? And last but not least, what is the observation when we adding our acid? Okay, so for the first one, kita reaction dengan benzene sulfonyl chloride. So we form this solution kan, this mixture where we have removed the HCl. Sebenarnya, this one is actually a white precipitate. So for the observation, okay, when we mention, when primary amine reacted with benzene sulfonyl chloride, so kita kena beritahu lah, white precipitate form. So that's for the first one. Okay, then when this mixture reacted with base, we remove H2O kan. So we form this salt solution kita ni. This is actually a clear solution. Okay, so second observation kita bagi tahu lah, when KOH ataupun base is added, firstly the white precipitate kan, it will change to a clear solution, our salt solution kita ni. Okay, so here I'm gonna write down white precipitate, sini our clear solution. So that's for the second one. Okay, lepas tu, when we have clear solution, okay, we react with HCl. Di dalam case ni, NaNCl akan form and we form this structure. Okay, sebenarnya, if you look back, this solution, this mixture, dengan mixture yang ni sebiji sahaja. We have CH3, ICH3, NH, sini NH, sini our sulfonyl benzene sulfonal, ni pun benzene sulfonal kita. Okay, so since ini adalah white precipitate, this one pun kita punya white precipitate. So for the observation, kita akan bagi tahu when HCl is added, okay, white precipitate form. So for the equation ni, sebenarnya tak perlu pun, you don't have to write down the white precipitate, the clear solution, the white precipitate here. I just write it down to you so that kamu tidaklah confused kenapa ni white precipitate tu clear, lepas tu white precipitate balik. Okay, why? So sebab itulah I label it here lah. Whether for this one, for the first one kita form white precipitate, clear solution, and then we form white precipitate again. Okay, so yang ini nak bagi tahulah kenapa. Okay, so that is for our primary amine. Okay, next reaction. Okay, sebab this one kita nak distinguish our classes of amine, so kita boleh bezakan primary, secondary, tertiary. Okay, now we're gonna look for the secondary one. Okay, so let us look. First, bila amine kita, secondary amine, we'll write with benzene sulfonyl chloride. Itu yang first one. What will happen, tengok sini, kita akan remove HCl, the condensation reaction. So I'm just gonna remove this one, and I'm gonna remove this one. Okay, so the same one, what will happen is that we will remove these two, and then we're gonna combine the rest lah. Okay, so that's for the first one. Okay, again, I write it down here, my arrow, down here minus HCl. Okay, and then we have our mixture ni. Okay, then the mixture ni will reacted with our base kita lah. Second one ni, reacted with excess KOH or NaOH. So again, I'm going to write down dengan NaOH. But for the primary one, we can see that what happened is that the base and the, for the primary, the base and the hydrogen will combine to remove H2O. Okay, so contoh kat sini we remove OH. Dekat sini pada nitrogen ada tak yang hydrogen attached to it? Tidak ada. So kita tak boleh nak, we can't substitute ataupun we can't undergo condensation reaction lah. So what happen, instead of usually kalau tak berapa reaction, usually kita tulis no observable changes kan. Okay, tapi kali ni kita kena draw balik structure ni. What will happen? Sebab dia kata remain unchanged kan. Okay, kali ni kita akan draw this one again. For this one, since we do not remove any atom kan, kat sini tak ada removal any atom, tak adalah buat minus H2O kat sini. Okay, so this is the second one when we reacted with base. Okay, next kena acidified by adding HCl. Kena react lagi dengan HCl. This one pun sama. So this one, if we look based upon the primary, sebenarnya H ni ataupun the Cl ni will combine with our N kan, Na to form our salt byproduct kita. So yang ini kita substitute saja. Okay, but this one we cannot lah. HCl dia lagi stable as this one. So what will happen is that yang ini pun tak ada perubahan anything, there's no changes. So apa yang kita buat, kita hanya akan instead untuk case yang Hinsberg test ni, kita kena draw balik kita punya amine ni Jangan buat remain unchanged, lukis balik di structure. So for the secondary amine, what is the observation? So again, we have to write down lah. Kalau for the first one ni apa observation, the second one what is the observation, and the last one pun apa observation dia. Okay, so for the first one, when we write amine with benzene sulfonic chloride, we remove HCl, we're going to form white precipitate. So when we remove the HCl tu, okay, kita form dia remove aqueous tu kan, kita akan form white precipitate kita lah. So when secondary amine reacted with benzene sulfonic chloride, sini kita kena tulis that white precipitate form. Then when it reacted with NaOH kan, sebenarnya there's no changes here from here. So what is actually here? Yang ini apa dia punya what do you call that, the observation. Yang ini pun sebenarnya the white precipitate lah. So here when it white precipitate, it still is white precipitate. So kita tulis kat sini, when KOH is added, we're gonna write down the white precipitate remain. So it remain lah. So it remain unchanged. So kena bagi tahu lah the white precipitate remain. Okay. So dekat sini when it reacted again with the HCl pun sama juga. There's no changes from here to here. This one point white precipitate. So here when the observation when HCl is added, so again we're just going to write down white precipitate remains. Okay, so that is actually the secondary one. Okay, for the secondary amine is quite straightforward. First one ni je yang remove. Yang the second one bila react dengan base, when react dengan acid, they remain unchanged. Whereas previously, kalau untuk chemical test, we can just write down remain unchanged. For this one, we have to write down specific lah. Okay, it's just that on number 2 ni kan, when KOH, tapi sini mesti tulis NaOH, the same one kan. So dekat sini sebenarnya, it could be NaOH boleh, KOH pun boleh. Maksudnya kita punya base lah. So sini I have written down NaOH or KOH lah. Sodium hydroxide or potassium hydroxide. Both is fine. Okay, so that is for the secondary amine. Okay, next, for the next page, kita akan tengok for the tertiary amine. Okay, so for the tertiary amine, again, if anything, first we're going to react with our amine with benzene sulfonic chloride. So based on the previous one, kalau primary, secondary, okay, kalau from the benzene sulfonic chloride ni, we donate chlorine, di nitrogen ni, dia akan donate dunia hydrogen lah. We will eliminate HCl. Okay, H ni mesti attached to nitrogen. For the case of tertiary ni, mana ada, for the N, there's no hydrogen attached to it. Hydrogen tu attached pada carbon sini, pada carbon sini. This one, hydrogen ni directly attached pada nitrogen. So cannot lah kan? Okay, so for this one, this reaction will not undergo anything lah. Tidak ada apa-apa perubahan. Okay, so yang kiranya kalau yang kat sini dia ada produk kan, yang ini sama sahaja. Amine kita tu kita biarkan sahajalah. Okay, so bila kita punya amine kat sini, I'm just gonna write down my amine again. Lepas tu bila dia react dengan KOH pun tak ada apa-apa perubahan lah. So ini sahaja. So with benzene sulfonic chloride, no changes. Dengan KOH dengan NaO pun no changes lah. No observable change. So I'm just gonna write down this again lah. Okay, benzene sulfonic chloride ni tak ada apa-apa. Okay, next barulah for the tertiary ni, dia react dengan HCl sahaja. So, we're gonna write down plus HCl. So, right now, our base ni boleh react dengan HCl lah. This is actually our base, this is our acid. So, when it reacted together, kita akan form salt kita. Okay, so what happened? Okay, macam mana reaction ni? So, kita write down balik kita punya amine. So, nitrogen ni sebenarnya dia akan donate the lone pair to the hydrogen. So, dia bagi dekat sini. N2 dia akan terus bonded pada HCl. Okay, tapi for our ammonium salt ni, okay, so kat sini kena tulis lah. Sini kita punya N plus, Cl minusnya di sini. Okay, so this is actually our clear solution. So this is our salt solution kita. So ini adalah clear solution. Only for the tertiary one, okay, kalau contohnya for the primary, secondary, kita ada 3 observation kan, sama ke tidak ke, if there's any changes or not, we're just gonna write it down. Tapi for the tertiary one ni, ini satu case sahaja, only one observation sahaja, the exceptional case. So we have to mention when tertiary amine reacted with benzene sulfonic chloride, KOH and HCl. Dia terus sekaligus. Previously dia one by one kan, react dengan benzene dulu, baru dengan KOH, baru dengan HCl. But this one terus sekaligus, sebab mostly kalau dengan yang this one tak ada apa-apa reaction. Okay, tapi sebenarnya bila dia react dengan HCl kita ni, barulah kita akan form clear solution. Okay, so boleh label juga sini to be our clear solution. So that is the the chemical test or the Hinsberg test for our classes on amine. So that is it for this video.